Hello everyone. This is the first official lecture for the probability classes that I'm currently teaching. Let me explain what I'm going to be doing. First of all, there's two classes that I'm teaching right now. One is called Theory of Probability, and the other is called Probability and Statistics. One is more of kind of an overview, flyover of the entire area of probability and statistics, and the other is a pretty deep dive into just the probabilistic side of probability and statistics. Okay, so providentially, what has happened is we are at the exact same place. So what I'm going to do, both classes are starting continuous distributions right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of simultaneously talk about continuous distributions. I'm going to go through a slide presentation, talk things through, and there are some things that will require a bit more development for the advanced probability course. So what I'm going to do in this lecture is I'm just going to cover the stuff that's common to both classes. Okay, the presentations are basically the exact same, but there's a couple of times where I'm just going to say this is something that I'm going to have to dive into for the straight probability people in a separate treatment. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is, I have myself up in the corner here. There are times where I'm going to expand that corner a little bit and develop some things on the board. But other than that, I'm gonna kind of just go through the slides, talk things through the way I would in class. But again, if I need to get on the board, I'll pause that and we'll expand this thing out. And incidentally, I'm not going to go for a super long time. I've already learned my lesson on that. I'll probably go for about 20 minutes at most, and then I'll pause and upload that part of the video and then move on to another one. I already got burned once by making a really long video, and that was and then I found out that there was a mistake that was really near the beginning. It messed everything up and I had to redo it. So I'm not making that mistake again. So I'll probably stop this after 20 minutes or so. Okay, so let's get going here. Let's talk about continuous distributions a little bit. All right, so random variables of the continuous type. We've been talking about discrete distributions. Remember, discrete distributions are come from random variables whose outcomes can be listed, okay, sequentially. Sometimes there might be a finite number of outcomes, like the roll of a die or something, but there could be an infinite number of outcomes that I can still list. So for a discrete distribution, I have, probability falling on individual outcomes. For continuous distributions, however, the probability of being equal to any particular value is 0. Okay, we talked about that before at the beginning of the section on discrete distributions. So for continuous distributions, you want to think about the random variable having the possibility of falling anywhere within an interval of values. Okay, so we want to think about it that way, as opposed to falling on any particular value. You want to think about the possibility of the random variable falling within a continuum or an interval of values. Okay, so let's look at specifically what that means.